Hi, Big Dreamers. It's Eva Cartman, host of the Dream Big podcast show, the place to go to learn, laugh, and grow. And today, I'm going to tell you how my little sister and I sold over $200 in hot chocolate in just over 2 hours in front of our house, which gets very little street traffic on a day where it wasn't even that cold outside. Actually, I'll go even further. Most people did not even stop for the hot chocolate. I'll tell you the secret to how we did it in this delicious episode 172 of the Dream Big podcast. You know what time it is. It's time to dream big. My name is Eva Cartman. I'm part of a squad of super kids that are here to change the world. We don't believe you need to be adults to have big goals and start working towards your dreams. We believe age is just a number, and you're never too young to make a difference. We may be young, but we are not naive. We understand that achieving our big dreams will not be easy. It will take incredible dedication, hard work, and yes, massive action. There will be ups and downs, but we embrace the challenges and relish pushing outside of our comfort zone because this is how we grow. They may not teach us these concepts in our school textbooks, but we are smart enough to know that the tools and tactics to achieve our big dreams are out there. And we are willing to do the work to seek out these skills and master them because we know that our future depends on it. We are the big dreamers, and it's time to dream big. Before I reveal the secret to how we made $200 selling hot chocolate in 2 hours, let's all have a quick laugh in a segment we like to call Silly Sophia.
What kind of candy is never on time? Chocolate. What do you get when you dip a kitten in chocolate? A kitty cat bar, like Kit Kats.
Thank you, Sophia, for those chocolate-themed jokes. Perfect for this week's episode, which is all about what happened when we decided to put up a hot chocolate stand in front of our house last weekend. We were having a lazy Saturday at the house, and for years I had wanted to, just for fun, do a lemonade stand during summer or hot cocoa stand during the winter. With no major events on the calendar, I asked my parents if we could make that the day's project. Sophia was really excited about the idea too. As you can tell, she is quite the personality, loves talking to people, so I knew she would be the perfect partner for this experience. Of course, as you know, this is the Dream Big podcast, and we were not about to set up a simple table with a plain sign that said, hot chocolate. During the summer, there are kids in the neighborhood that sit all day long selling lemonade for 25 cents. And based on how few cars are stopping, I doubt they make more than a few bucks for all their hard work. From the outset, we knew our goal was how can we make this the best hot cocoa stand we had ever seen. Fortunately, this past summer, we had gone to a marketing event put on by Russell Brunson, who I'm excited to share will be a guest on an upcoming episode of the podcast. During that conference, he taught that if you ever wanted to sell something, you need to focus on 3 things. Number 1, your hook. The hook is how you get someone's attention. Number 2, your story. You need to tell a story that builds belief, emotion, and trust. 3, your offer. You need to make your offer irresistible. So before we went outside and set up a boring table with a 25-cent hot cocoa sign, our whole family brainstormed for an hour and followed Russell's 3-part strategy of hook, story, offer. For the hook, we knew our goal was to attract attention to our stand. There is not much foot traffic on our street, so people would be driving by with their cars. We needed something out of the ordinary that would grab their attention. We thought, what do we have at our house that is not typical? Then it came to me. We have chickens. Yes, real chickens. One of our chickens, Rosie, is super calm and loves to hang out with us. So I said, let's bring Rosie to the front of the house and have her with us near the stand. It's not every day that you drive down the street and see a girl holding a chicken. Of course, we also created a poster board advertising that we were selling hot cocoa and apple cider, and wrote, "Don't be a chicken, stop by and say hi." As if the chicken were not already a good enough hook, Sophia was also in the front of the stand, either dancing or singing or shouting at cars driving by, "Please stop." It was hilarious. Our street is pretty quiet, and I would estimate that nearly 30% of the cars stopped to pull over, which we were super happy with. So our hook did the trick. Now onto the story. Since we had the chicken out front and our dog Annie was also with us, and my sister and I are so passionate about animals, we decided to turn the hot cocoa sale into a fundraiser for an animal shelter as well. We told everybody that stopped by that 50% of the proceeds would be going to help animals. The key to a story is that it has to build belief, emotion, and trust. Since we not only said we were passionate about animals, but we had our pet chicken and dog outside with us, as well as a collection of over 20 stuffed animals that Sophia brought outside to decorate the table, our story was one that people deeply connected with. When I get to our offer, I will share what we sold the hot cocoa for. But I will say that many people gave us more money than what we were asking because they knew 50% was going to the animal shelter. So if and when you decide to do a lemonade or hot cocoa stand, you may end up making more money overall by donating proceeds to a good cause. Plus, you will feel great in the process. And finally, the third component is an irresistible offer. I can do an entire episode on how to create an irresistible offer, and at some point, I'm sure I will. But for today, I'll just tell you that the goal is to stack as much value as possible so you can charge more for what you are selling while making the buyer feel like they are getting a great deal. So, typically, if you drive by a lemonade stand or a hot cocoa stand, you may see the price set at 25 cents, 50 cents, maybe $1. Well, we sold our hot cocoa for $4. How did we do it? We didn't just sell hot cocoa. When you purchased your hot cocoa, you got the hot cocoa, you got the topping bar of whipped cream and marshmallows. But that's not all. You also got a chocolate chip cookie, one of those delicious big ones from Costco, and a picture, yes, a picture, with our pet chicken, Rosie. When I added the value of the hot cocoa, whipped cream, marshmallows, chocolate chip cookie, and photo with Rosie, the total value was over $20, but we were offering the hot cocoa for just $4. I cannot tell you how many people said, "That's a great deal," when I laid out the offer. But if I had just tried to sell hot chocolate for $4 by itself, then I don't think I would have had a very warm reception. So, there you have it, the hook of our chicken Rosie and the little performer Sophia, the story of helping the local animal shelters, and the stacked offer that made $4 hot chocolate sound like a great deal. In just over 2 hours on a street with very little traffic, on a day that was not very cold, we sold $207 in hot cocoa. And the best part was after closing our hot cocoa shop for the day, we called our local animal shelter and found out what supplies they needed. Then we went over to PetSmart and spent over $100 on cat and dog food and toys, and then drove it over to a shelter to drop it off. The volunteers at the shelter were so grateful, and it felt so amazing to help out the dogs and cats waiting for their forever homes. What is even more fun to think about is how we can improve our hook, story, and offer even more the next time. I found some hilarious chicken costumes on Amazon for kids and adults. What if my entire family dressed up as chickens along with our real chickens? And maybe next time we can have other food and drink options so we can stack the offer with even more value and charge even more. So many possibilities, and it is really fun to come up with our offer. And of course, we are not complaining about the extra spending money that we also earned on a day where we could have easily done nothing at all and sit around the house. I hope you enjoyed this episode. And whether you are going to set up a hot cocoa or lemonade stand, or you have another business idea, remember to always start by asking, what is my hook? In other words, how do I grab attention? What is my story? That's how you'll build belief, emotion, and trust. And finally, what's my offer and how do I stack on the value to make it irresistible? I'm so excited to share my interview with Russell Brunson, who created this hook story and offer framework and has a wealth of knowledge on the subject of marketing. So keep an eye out for that episode, which will be out sometime in the early part of this year. And you will also be seeing how my family are using the hook, story, and offer principles in some exciting new projects for all you young big dreamers, which we are excited to announce very soon. As always, thank you so much for listening. Be sure to check out the show notes at dreambigpodcast.com/172. And if you enjoyed this episode, it would mean the world to me if you take a moment to leave a review on iTunes at dreambigpodcast.com/iTunes. It really does make my day to hear from you and know that the hard work that we put in each and every week to bring you a new episode every Monday is making a difference. So, if this podcast is helping you, then please ask your parents to help you leave a review at dreambigpodcast.com/iTunes. It also helps our position in the iTunes rankings so we can reach more young big dreamers and bring you amazing guests in 2020. As always, thank you so much for tuning in to the Dream Big Podcast, and Happy New Year to you and your family. This is Eva Cartman reminding you that you have unlimited potential. Your dreams are not optional, you need to make them essential. So take massive action to turn those big dreams into reality. Live with passion, the way life was meant to be. I'll see you next episode. Bye!